So, Mr. Burns, now that this is allowed, what do you think is going to be the most popular sport for betting? And how does betting on an event like the Super Bowl or the Stanley Cup compare to more generalized games?
Well, clearly, obviously, NFL football is extremely popular even in Canada, and it does a lot of very high volume of wagering. Um, I think that hockey wagering actually will prevail in Canada. I think because of the volume of hockey fans, and also what new technology is going to bring live in match betting on hockey. So betting on what's going to happen in the next play, or how many shots in a period, and as the proposition bets in Ontario, that's going to be permitted. And so there's going to be lots of innovation coming on that front. But clearly, in terms of sports, baseball is also extremely popular, but we for Canadian bettors already. So when we look at products they bet on, I think there's going to be a wide variety. But that's Canadians got a great diversity of sports fans from all over the world that reside in Canada, and that's going to be uniqueness. I think there's going to be a lot of variety in the Canadian marketplace, from things from international soccer and cricket and other matches will also be part of the offerings. The sportsbook operators know there's customers and demand in the market, and so they're really looking forward to getting at it.
Mr. Flaherty, are we going to see a difference between which sport is the most popular and what event is the most popular? And just out of curiosity, Galen, have you placed a bet yet on a game?
I've placed lots of regulated bets in my life, yeah. But I would say you're obviously going to see spikes in demand for bets around major events, the Super Bowl, the NHL playoffs, the MLB playoffs. Hopefully the Jays make it. So you're going to see those kind of heightened spikes, but you're also going to see a lot of casual bettors who just it's a Saturday night during the Leaf season that just want to put down a couple bucks and make the game a little bit more interesting with their friends. So there'll definitely be those spikes, but there's going to be a lot of casual betting that will sustain these kind of 10-month long seasons.
Yeah, that's a great point. So, Mr. Burns, what do you think a typical bet will look like? Are these going to be small numbers, or are people betting large amounts of money here?
I think it's both. And I think the uniqueness of single game betting is that you get sports fans that know a sport. They have a favorite team. They know the statistics. They follow the game. And that's why it's actually, as a product that, returns between 95 and 97% of the money goes back to the bettor in these cases, because they are small, unique bets. There are professional bettors out there who spend enormous amounts of money. They, again, will be there in the marketplace, there today. But there is a lot of money that gets returned to the bettor because it's a fair bet. And smart sports fans do that. And they do it because it adds to the enhancement of watching the game, and it adds to the excitement of cheering for their team. And that's what they like to do.
Mr. Flaherty, what do you think the biggest upside is for allowing single game sport betting in Canada?
First off is the consumer protection piece. We're having a lot of, so much of these wagers go offshore, and we don't have the responsible gambling measures and consumer protections that we'll have in the regulated market that we're having here in Ontario. But then I also think increased revenues, getting, a cut of this back to the provinces to spend on otherwise unaddressed priorities. And that's really important, right? There's a big net benefit here in a lot of ways. So I think the consumer protection, getting revenues back to the provinces, and increasing consumer choice in a regulated way is the three kind of highlights.
Mr. Burns, 30 seconds. What's the biggest upside that you see?
I think there's a benefit that we talk a lot about here at the Canadian Gaming Association. That's an economic development benefit. That actually there's jobs like companies like The Score that are going to be hiring lots of new people. They doubling their office space in the city in Toronto to hire technology workers. We have a great tech sector. We have amazing educated workforce. There's lots of infrastructure already to support that from the government and the financial community. I think we're going to see a lot of interesting new technology startups that support the sports betting industry. And I think that's a really exciting story yet to come.